visiting Chalamet, and now it's on my resume. It's not my face they see, 'cause they don't know me, and that's okay. These are the parts I play, filling in plot holes with all sorts of roles, 'cause there's no small roles, no small roles, no small roles.
Welcome to No Small Roles. This is the show where I speak with fellow actors about their careers and about some of their smaller roles in big movies and TV, and how these roles are in fact not at all small for the actors who play them. Now, today's guest, my very first guest of the new year, is my friend Paul Kandarian. When he is on the call sheet, you know not only are you going to get a great performance, but you're going to have a great day on set because he is a team player. He's there for all the right reasons. He's funny, he's genuine, and just an all-around good human. So I'm very honored to have you on the show for all those very same reasons.
Oh,
Paul, welcome.
I am blushing.
Oh, see it
breakfast.
in those good lights you got on Amazon.
I know, huh? Yeah.
It's fancy. Thank you for doing this.
The big ass head, don't I? Thank you very much. I recognize so many people in your intro there. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person, that person. It's like, I love the fact that we have such a small world in our little world. And we know so many people. You can't, I mean, you're same as me. You probably can't go to a set and you don't run into somebody you know, you've worked with, makeup person, anything, you know. Yeah, it's great.
And it makes us more comfortable when it's all these people that we've worked with in various other shows and stuff. I love the small community.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll branch out to people in other markets to get a broader, idea of the acting world. But no, I love it up there.
Yeah, it's cozy. It's cozy around here.
It is cozy. And I think everyone up there is doing it for all the right reasons. For those people who don't know, up there is the Boston area.
Yeah.
Everyone's so good. So people know you from a few things. And this past year, you did this movie that went to Cannes with our friend Russ, who was on the show recently, and David Pridemore, and it's called EFIS. So you did EFIS. You were in this film called Carol, Witness, Stray, The Tomorrow Job, First Contact, The Food That Built America, Gutterbug, Peppermint Twist, which hasn't come out yet. I was supposed to be a part of that, but there was a scheduling conflict.
Oh, really?
Your role sounded so fun.
Yeah.
You had to do some stuff in that, but we can't talk about that till it comes out.
Oh, yeah. Some funny stuff, funny risque stuff, and it was a riot. Yeah,
stuff that makes you way more brave than I am.
Well, it's because you get to be a certain age, you go past the age of embarrassment. It's like, who gives a shit?
I'm not that far behind you. I don't think I'll ever be that comfortable.
No, yeah, well, that's it. You'd be amazed. With aging comes wisdom and a certain who gives a shit attitude. Honestly, and you have to embrace it. You will. I will. Okay. I will teach you. I will teach you, Grasshopper. I will teach you how to be not embarrassed.
After I see this film, I'll be like, could I have done that? At that time, I will know if it is possible.
Yeah.
Recently, we worked on a movie together by our friend Rosemary Pacheco. And there we are on set. It's called The 85th Man, which I can't wait to see.
Yeah. I love that.
But that was a fun day on set with you.
Yeah. And we didn't have scenes together. I don't know if we've ever had scenes together. We've done work for IBIS, having scenes together, but I don't think we have had scenes in a film or TV or anything.
No, I think 85th Man is the closest we've had for on-screen acting. But I watched you act, so it was like we were working together.
We were close. We were, communal.
You were a good creep. But anyway, before we get into the creepy thing, because I want to come back to that, because I get a lot of those too. I have a very deep and emotional question I like to start off with. I'm not sure if you're prepared for this, but usually I think it loosens people up to really talk about the lighter things. So let's start heavy. Do you prefer grilled cheese with or without tomato?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one.
It is.
I've studied philosophy over the years. I've memorized the Odyssey and Iliad. It's just bullshit. I've never even read them. But
the movie's coming out soon.
Yeah,
that's all you need to see.
But the depth of that question is like the perfect crunch of a grilled cheese sandwich. You don't want to minimize the crunch, but you want some of the goo. And the tomato to me lends a little too much liquid to the equation. So No tomato. Avocado?
Oh you're talking my wife's language. She loves avocado in her sandwiches.
Grilled cheese, avocado, turkey.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's got to be gluten-free
all
bread
right.
because I have celiac and we can't allow bad things happen to my digestive tract. But and maybe 2 or 3 different types of cheese, maybe Gouda.
Could we do
Mhm.
a test right now? Can
We
you
do-
just have a little bit of gluten in some bread, and then we'll come back in like half hour to see how that's affecting you?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll just bring the computer to the bathroom. It'll be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go have some. No
Okay.
kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so you're a very intelligent man. You wear glasses. You, like myself, have thinning hair, which shows that your brain works a little bit harder than everyone else's, and it burns the hair follicles. So I got it up here.
You have a
So-
full head of hair.
I do not. If you, I got a nice spot.
Yeah.
It's growing. So, being such an intelligent person, why would you be an actor?
Right? Huh? Don't we
Yeah.
ask ourselves that all the time? So what the hell am I doing here?
What the hell are you doing here?
Anytime I listen to podcasts like Smart List, I love acting podcasts. I think we all do, and they all say the same thing. So what the hell? When you sit down and think about it, so this is the craziest thing in the world to do, to get out there and open a vein in front of people you don't know and try to get it right, and not embarrass yourself. But I don't know because the short version of a very long story is I didn't become an actor until I was in my mid-50s.
So last year,
Yeah, more or less, plus tax.
okay.
Maybe 15. But I always wanted to be an actor since I was a kid, little kid. I always watched TV and movies. Oh, man, I wish
Yeah.
I could do that. And then as I got older, I said, I think maybe I can do that, but I never had the balls to try it. Never, because you always, what's the acronym? Fear, false evidence appearing real. You always build
Yeah.
stuff up in your mind to think
Sure.
this isn't going
All
to
the
work.
time.
And
All
so
the time.
the one thing I wanted to do more than anything in the world is figure if I fuck that up, what good am I? I'm a complete failure. So I didn't want to try and prove myself right.
Yeah, I have those
Yep.
same fears. So as a child, you never did theater or any of those things kind of growing
No.
up?
No, I went to Seekonk High School. Nobody knows what Seekonk is, but it's right next to Rhode Island in Massachusetts. But I went there and I joined the drama club. I joined every nerdy thing, the chess club, the mineral club, the drama club. In the drama club, I went the first day I went, we were all sitting on stage and I saw the mechanics of it, the drop cloths and the wheel, the pulleys and the ropes. And I looked
Yeah.
out at the auditorium and it was empty, but I was like, it scared the crap out of me. So I left and never came back.
Oh my God.
And then it took till I was 55. Again, a long story short, I was doing a story on Kurt Columbus, who was then the new artistic director, Trinity Rep in Providence, very well regarded there. And I was going to shows there, and I went to shows where I live now in Marion Arts Center. Saw friends and plays, and I just looked up this. Why the fuck haven't I tried this? What am I waiting for? And so I talked to the theater director there, and I said, I'd love to maybe, I kind of always want to do this. She goes, same thing. What are you waiting for? You're not getting any younger. Try it. So, all right. So I tried it and got the lead in Later Life. It's a gurney play. And the second I got on stage is February 2007. It was like, this is what I've been missing. The one true thing, and Jack Palance said in City Slickers, you got to find that one true thing. And that was the one true thing that I've just gone missing all those years. And then I got
did you realize at that moment, like, why? What? Did you regret that you didn't start sooner at that point, or were you just content that you'd done what?
I've regretted it on and off because I really would love to be further along, and maybe who knows? I mean, it's you never know what life is going to do for you or to you. So it could have worked out wonderfully. I could be retired now and living in Hollywood. Or not, but yeah, so I have regretted I have very few regrets in life. That is one of them. So I get so avuncular on set with young people now because at my age, and not your age, but my age, virtually everybody on set is younger than me.
Yeah,
I
at my age, I'm finding that too.
Yeah, and you tend to be just so supportive of the young people doing this, what they love, and you can see the fire in their eyes, and you can sense the fire in their belly. And, they talk about, boy, I hope this works. I said, don't look back. I mean, your parents may say you need, you got to find a plan B or whatever. Said, I don't have a plan B. I'm old. I don't have a plan B. You don't have a plan B for breathing. I mean, it's just what you have to do.
True.
And I tell young people, I almost make it a passion project to annoy the crap out of them by saying, don't you quit. Do not quit on this. Because my go-to phrase is a dream deferred is a dream never realized.
Yeah.
You just keep putting it off. It just gets much easier to put it off until you just forget about it.
Because it's comfortable to put off because we
Yeah.
don't challenge ourselves.
I mean,
we're scared of it.
as human beings, we're genetically predisposed to survival. We try to protect ourselves at all costs, and we don't want to let that kind of nastiness in that could upset our lives in any way. And what would be more upsetting to life than going out on stage or in front of a camera and trying to do something that you're told it's not you? I mean, I played really, really bad asshole murderous types, and I like it.
Because those are you.
These are me. Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
I don't but it's So I regret it from time to time, but I'm just so bloody grateful for the opportunities I've had since I came out of the non-acting closet, as it were. I was hiding in the shadows. So, yeah.
I think there is something to starting later because sometimes I regret that I didn't take it more seriously before my 40s.
Yeah.
I'm like, where could I actually be in it now? And the comfort level I have now to back then.
Yeah.
But I think there's something that we bring is this excitement to it where other people who started younger, who are our age now, may be burnt out.
Right.
And not have that desire. They moved on to other things because they're like, oh, this business.
Yeah. Yeah. You do tend to get jaded in a lot of things, I guess, but we haven't reached that point yet because, I mean, I still go to set and I just love watching gaffers gaff, whatever that means. I love the crafty people. I like nothing more than the downtime, and I don't read or play on the phone much. I tend to talk to people and just listen to them because I'm a writer by trade. My whole working life, for the most part, I've been telling other people's stories. And so I learned the value of listening because you don't learn anything by talking. You learn by listening. Yeah. So I'll talk to the makeup people, crafty people, and just, what's your life? What's going on? What's happening? I just love that. I love listening to people's stories. And I think that makes them feel good. It makes me feel good because I've learned something about somebody I didn't know before I got there. Yeah. And that's always a good thing. And as you know, this is kind of a solitary profession in that we go from job to job. Mm-hmm. You make friends. And if you're there long enough, you make good friends for that little bit of time, or, a week, 10 days, whatever. And then you probably never see them again. So it's a bizarre existence. It really is.
But I'm sure you have a lot of people that reach out to you and like, oh, we got to get Paul back for our next project because he was so good and so reliable and such just a joy to have on set.
Oh, well, thanks. I never not have fun on set. I've been very few sets that I can think of where I just kind of sat in a corner by myself. It's happened because there's people aren't that friendly or there's nobody you can relate to.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You just keep to yourself. You keep your own counsel, as it were. For the most part, there's always somebody you can play with. It's a big sandbox. There's plenty of room for everybody. So, yeah.
And you want to learn and make them comfortable, make yourself more comfortable. But that's why how I introduced you at the beginning. I really meant it. Like when you are on that call sheet and just knowing, okay, Paul's going to be there. It's going to feel like home immediately. Yeah. And I'll have a buddy that's, you just don't have an ounce of pretension. You're just cool and on the level and genuine.
Yeah, and I feel like that about you. When I saw you on the 85th minute, this is going to be fun. Yeah.
No, exactly. It was like, oh, cool. We get to hang out again because it had been a few years.
Yeah, and we act like complete idiots and children and juveniles because we are
very mature. We are very mature. Anyone that knows us knows I'm lying. Yeah. We have a segment coming up later on in the show called The Kiss and Tell, when people share a behind-the-scenes story that of something that rubbed you the wrong way, inspired you, or whatever. Right. In word, can you tease what your kiss and tell will be about?
Boy, this is really testing my embarrassment filter, which doesn't really exist. So the word is poop.
Oh, no. Oh, that kind of brings us back to the gluten thing, maybe. But we'll get to that. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so you said you started around 55. You're like, I'm going to give this thing a try because better late than never. Yeah. But I want to ask you, because I know you've worked in addiction support, I believe. A family member of yours you've created like a stage production.
Yeah, I used to work for it was called Creating Outreach About Addiction Support Together, based in Rhode Island. And we used to do original shows about addiction and the impact on families and stuff. And then the pandemic happened, and it emerged with Improbable Players of Boston, became second act, and I got away from it then. But yeah, we did original shows about addiction. It was the most important acting work I'll ever do because it reached people. It's near and dear to my heart because my son Aquad is a recovering addict, heroin, opioids, and now he's doing great. He's a counselor up in New Hampshire with kids. But I thought he was dead any number of times. And he and I actually wrote a play together called Resurfacing, about our combined journey through his addiction to recovery. Because I was the only one that kind of stood by him. Everybody else kind of wrote him off and said, tough love. I said, fuck tough love. I can't do that. I can't be that guy. Anyway, long story short, he was an Army veteran. Very long story, but he finally got help at the VA in Providence. So, and so we wrote this play, and we did it, staged it 4 times, and then the pandemic hit. I haven't done it since. So it's on a shelf somewhere, but I hope to get it back on its feet again. But that really was the most important acting I'll ever do, because we did it with Coast in front of thousands of school kids in Rhode Island. We went down to DC and did it in front of Senate staffers one time.
Oh, wow.
To generate interest. And it was so important. And at the end, we'd always have a talk back and allow people to talk in this, safe space. And everybody had kind of stories to share. And some of them were happy stories like mine. Some of them were sad, like they just lost a kid to addiction. But they could talk, and they could talk about it, and they could realize they're not alone, and that recovery does happen. It can happen. And we just wanted to stress that message. All is not lost. So, but it was incredibly rewarding. And I miss doing that. I miss doing stage work. But on that,
oh yeah, I'm sorry. Continue.
On the note of stage work, stories from the stage, the GBH, they do it.
I'm not sure.
PBS. That's okay. They do it on PBS, and they have a theme of whatever the show is, and you audition for it. And they just audition with Angela from Boston Casting. So we got hired. It's pretty much a free thing, but
an in-person audition?
No, Zoom. But you write your own script, because whatever the topic is, and the topic is love, because it's going to happen on Valentine's Day. So I wrote and performed about my grandson, whom I adore.
Oh my! Yeah. That's a love you exude. If anyone follows him on Instagram, you can see this connection that you two have.
Yeah,
your adventures together.
Yeah, so that's going to be on stage. I wrote a 3-page monologue, and I've got to memorize it, which is not hard to do as long as your words.
It's from the heart. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, it'll be my first foray on the stage in a while, and it'll be good, because I miss it. I miss stage work. I mean, I started.
That's where you started, yeah.
Yeah, and in stage, I always thought at the time I was very pretentious at theaters. The only true form of acting, and all those other film people, you get to do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times or whatever. So, yeah, and then I started doing film. I said, "Fuck, this is really hard work. It's totally different than theater."
I preferred the film over the stage.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Did you do theater? You must have done theater at some point.
Well, I've mentioned on the show before, my mother drafted me into a few productions when I was young, like Tiny Tim and Rocky and Rocky Horror. Yeah. Those were many years ago, and it's just stage is not something that attracts me.
Yeah. I mean, neither for the most part, but I like to dabble in it every so often. But it's very time consuming, and as you know, theater, especially community theater, doesn't pay. You don't get at least, I mean, acting pays somewhat anyway.
And I think since I've been taking acting more seriously, I've been a father. So it like you said, it's that commitment, and which I never want to spend that much time away from them. So I guess that's my reason.
Okay.
Otherwise, I love stage. No, but you got started there. Yeah. But you said you got the lead in this production, this first thing you auditioned for, and you're like, finally, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
When you were doing it, did you find I have the natural skills to do this? Or were you like, I think I'm pretty good, but I need some, like, what was that experience like in full?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that I was as relaxed as I was. When I was in the wings, and I talked to the one of my co-stars, she was about to go out to start the show. And I was like, hey, is it normal for your heart to feel like it's going to leap out of your throat? And she looked at me, she said, probably not. And then walked out on stage. And that put me such at ease. It was like, she, busting balls at her. It was funny. So it completely relaxed me. And I went out on stage, said the first few lines. I was like, it's just kind of cool. I think I could bring something to this profession or hobby or whatever. It was a hobby at the time. Because my whole life, like I said, wanted nothing more than to be an actor. And it almost by intuition, I would absorb what I was seeing on the screen. I said, why is this person making me cry or laugh or sing?
Yeah.
How do they get me to do that? And so I would absorb that without really knowing it by osmosis.
Sure.
And I would pay attention to the lighting, to the sound, to the music, the prop. I knew early on to say, you show a knife, you got to use a knife. You kind of figured this stuff out. My father used to drive me crazy. He'd watch movies with me and he said, okay, this is going to happen. And he would,
you're ruining the movie.
yeah, but a lot of the times he was doing movies we hadn't seen before, but a lot of times they didn't figure out till later. He's seen the movie 100 times. That's how he knows what's going to happen.
Cheater.
My father cheated, but he was good at that. And I do that now. I'm watching movies with my girlfriend. She's like, how do you do that? I don't know, because I'm a storyteller. I know how stories work. I know how movies work. Not well from doing them, but from also just watching them and knowing the structure. And that tickles me no end. But to get back to your point,
yeah,
I think because I've absorbed all that, it came out, and it was just that was my classroom. Living a life wanting to be an actor was my classroom. And to this day, I haven't taken a single acting course because I don't want anybody I don't want anybody messing up my head. I mean,
yeah,
I just kind of
get that.
I kind of figured out what I want to do, and not to saying it might be a good thing, but I don't want to go to New York to do it, and I want to pay. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap bastard.
No, I got you. You and I are very much in the same boat. Though training, I know, can be amazing and having that foundation, but I'm more like you. I've absorbed stuff because I approach it as a movie fan.
Yeah,
you, I've absorbed stuff from movies, and not to say I'm copying, but I'm sure in a way I'm copying, and it filters through me.
Yeah. Well, it's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. It's the line we tread there. Like, I'm fairly confident that I can do anything anybody throws at me.
Looking at your footage, you can.
Yeah. And I love dialect. We do dialects all the time. Don't ask me to do one because I'm not a trained monkey.
Come on, monkey.
I like British. I've done German accents, Russian accents, all kinds of accents. It's just fun to turn completely into somebody else. I love doing voiceover. I've done a bunch of voiceover stuff. That's fun. That's another, because you have to bring your acting skills to the table without any visual embodiment of anything. You just kind of,
which is nice. We can age into that as well.
Yeah,
you can get as old as whatever.
Yeah. I've done like David Attenborough voices for stuff. They say we're looking for a David Attenborough type voice. Well, I can do that. I know I can do that.
It's amazing, though. You got at it so late, and you're so good at it.
Well, thank you. And that's the regret I have. It's like, fuck, if I had tried this when I was a kid and just kind of grew into it and went to school for it in New York or whatever, who knows? But I'm also, I played hockey for 50 years as a goalie. That's why my body is falling apart. But I didn't start that until I was 18 or 19. And I always wondered, if I had started sooner, could I have made the pros? Likely no. But it's a dream that I can stick to, because I picked it up so fast. It just came kind of easy to me after I learned to skate. I couldn't even skate, and I got a job at a skating rink as a skate guard. And they said, "Can you skate?" I said, "Yeah, I can skate." Never skated. Get out there flopping all over the place. Year and a half later, I was playing.
Until you make it.
Yeah, and I played college hockey in a year and a half later. I said, "Fuck, wish I tried this when I was a kid," and I was still a kid then. But if I tried it when like most kids start at 5 years old.
So what did you do then? If you were not a professional hockey player, you were not a professional actor. So what did Paul Kandarian do until 55?
Oh, I was a writer. I figured I always wanted to be a writer too. And I never tried that until I was 1983. Cause I dabbled at home, write stories about when you're a kid, you make up fantasy stories about animals that act like humans, sort of thing. And I always had a gift for that. And I would write funny stuff and, hand it to my friends and they'd laugh.
Yeah.
And one day I walked in, it was 1983. I walked into the newspaper in Taunton where I lived and said, I give this a shot. And they said, okay, go, cover meetings in Dighton and Berkeley. So I just started doing that. And I realized pretty quickly that I kind of got a knack for this, just telling the story.
Yeah.
True story, because, newspapers are mostly true. And it took root, and I did that for 15 years there, and I got better and better and better. And I wrote a humor column, and it was very successful. People laughed at. And then I quit. I quit in 1998 to freelance, and I haven't been into an office on a regular basis since 1998.
And that was a good choice.
Yeah, it was scary and unsettling because you don't have the sanctity of a steady check or people taking taxes out. But yeah, and I've said it before, I marvel at the certainty of uncertainty. And I got that from my dad, which I can talk about him at length.
He sounds like he was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He was a traveling salesman. He loved being in the car. And we'd be on family trips and driving down the road. And my thing and his thing was you never know what's around the next corner. So you just go around the next corner. Wow, that's pretty cool. Bam, try the next corner. And that's what life is. It's a series of corners. Some you really like the ones you get to, some you don't. So you go the other way. So that's it. Life is a big, a circular path of corners, and it just takes you where you need to go. And I've always loved that, and that's what I'm trying to do with my grandson. We just take off on Sundays. We don't know where we're going. We just get in the car and go, and just.
Oh, so you're instilling that same thing in him.
Yeah. Just spontaneity. That's great. And as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, he gave me this for Christmas, so you can see it.
Oh, I can't wait. That's
no plan is the best plan. Grandpa, he made that for me because I always say that. So, we want to do a plan. I don't have a plan. Let's just do something.
Well, I think given our business and that we got into so late, it is so unpredictable.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah. And then you're working your ass off. Like you got 2, 3, 4 jobs in a row and you're busy. And all of a sudden,
nothing.
It's not ringing. It's like, I can't even get auditions. Well, what happened? They forgot about me.
And then we're all like, is it me? Is it me? Or then you realize everyone's in this situation.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting. You never know what's going to happen next.
No,
but I'm sorry, you just had what?
Oh no, I just had to join the union. I think I told you this. I had to. I was eligible since 2016. Don't know how I dodged that bullet for so long. And to take nothing away from the union, the people who joined the union,
sure.
I didn't want to because I was working a lot.
It's different in a smaller local too, because I can see where you might lose opportunities. So
but I'm
not judgmental.
No, I got a manager in New York, and she gets me a lot of great auditions. Nothing's clicked yet, but I just want that one thing. I just want that one recurring role where we can just get some steady work for a while.
Oh, that'd be the dream.
Yes, so Shah Jahan, Shah.
Oh, yeah.
He's I think he's still doing the Deli Boys, right? I
think it got. I don't know what the word is on if he's coming back, but I think it got renewed.
Yeah. Love that guy. I played his dad.
Such a good guy.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
But that's it. I mean, you always get that dream of like, and it's not like the old days in the movie, people who did movies, they did TV. That was like the death knell. You can never do movies if you're going to do TV. Now it's like anything goes, everything goes, because we're here to make money and create art, and that's kind of what we do. And that means TV, movies, commercials, whatever. I love commercials. You've done commercials, right?
Not a whole lot. I just did one with our friend Jay Dunnigan.
Yeah. And
we talked about you for a minute, but I haven't done a lot.
I love commercials because they're quick and easy, and they tend to pay well. And sometimes they let you keep the clothes, which is nice. But
no, I had to give the director my shoes. That's what. It's because I took his because they didn't have shoes for my kids. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
I got him back at the end of the day.
But it's a crazy way to make a living, but I can't think of anything else I'd much rather do. I'm too old to be a hockey goalie now, so I quit 3 years ago because every part of my body was hurting.
I get that.
So I mean, I think as we get older, for men, it's sad that it's not quite the same for women, but older men tend to be needed in movies more so than women, which sucks.
There is definitely an imbalance.
Definitely. But so I put in for everything. I use Backstage. I use Actors Access, Casting Networks. And
did the strike affect you at all? Because you were not union yet, or do you find things kind of boomed up for you then? I mean,
they kind of did, because I mean, I'm still doing a lot of independent stuff, and there's always people doing that. So yeah, it didn't affect me at all, really. So, and even the
Well, the rest
pandemic,
of us starved to death.
yeah, the pandemic happened, and I bought a you can see it. I got a microphone back there, and I started to start, I could just start doing voiceover. So that kind of picked up. I'd like to do more of that because there's nothing like just sitting at your desk and talking into the microphone and getting paid for it. It's
Oh,
like,
I would love that.
yeah,
That would be
it's
amazing.
fun. I've do a horror podcast with these people from Rhode Island, and I get to be like this creepy doctor type, and it's just fun. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the creep because you and I both, like the last character I played was definitely a creepy guy or just
Yeah.
kind of jerks. I'm going to play one clip of you as a super creep. Are
Oh,
you
good.
ready?
Yeah.
You know, that lake out there is full of stoneflies. Ever see a stonefly? Nasty little buggers. They'll just crawl up into every nook and cranny that you got. I can check you for them if you want me to.
And that's the kind of guy you'd like to bring home to mom and dad.
Oh, such a creep. But how do you feel about playing these? Because obviously, Paul is not at all that guy. How do
Yeah.
you feel about playing these characters?
Well,
I
first thing-
personally love it.
I do too, but for one thing, I would never wear a tank top.
I wouldn't either.
Haven't get the body for it, but I just love it because it is so against type. And I know, I don't know if a lot of actors who are like that, but I've heard stories about it. They won't do parts that make them look like that, make them look like a creepy guy. So why not? It's like some actors say, "I'm gonna never do commercials." All right, guess you like poverty then.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I love it because it's not who I am. It's not who we are, and it's just fun to play somebody who, my girlfriend says, "You love dark roles, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I'm a dark guy. I love dark roles." I usually say that as she's falling asleep, and that kind of keeps her
And
awake.
then she's like, ah. That's why she has all the lines under her eyes and stuff.
Yeah. She sleeps with one eye open.
Well, also on set, they don't want the creep. They want the good guy who can pretend to be the creep. And
Right.
then between shots, you're like, I'm
Be
a
the
dude,
good guy. Yeah,
I
yeah.
respect you. Am I making you uncomfortable? That's
Yeah.
who they want. So
Oh yeah, if you got to I had to do it was a comedy called film was called Made in Rhode Island, and it was very funny, but it had a sex scene with a sex with a girl at a bar because I ran this bar and I'm sitting on this young hot girl,
mhm.
and we simulated sex. It was a comedic sex scene. It wasn't like anything like
Romantic.
going at it, or we were going at it, but. I'm like, are you sure I can? She goes, just hit it. I said, okay. So it's like faking it. And then, I'm immediately apologetic after, getting all kinds of crazy and yeah. And you're right. And I felt bad. She just laughed, but because, that's not who we are. That's not who I am. I would never do that in real life. But it's fun just to let it rip and just become someone else. It's like you look at the big movie stars who do that. It's fun to watch them just be really sweet people in real life, and then on camera they just turn into raging idiots.
Like the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it because that just shows kind of a depth of talent. You can summon up the dark side. Not that we have that darker side, but I think there's a mechanism in there that allows us to go that deep and go to that dark place without necessarily embracing it. Like I've always been fascinated by people who do like a role for like weeks or months at a time, or on stage, and they have to bring it all the time. I said that could eat at you.
It's something dark. Yeah, I imagine that would be exhausting.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I think De Niro said once. I'm like, he said, it's acting. You just show up, say your stuff, and that's it. And that's kind of it. I mean, you just turn into somebody else, and then when the camera stops rolling, you just take a breath and go have something to eat at Crafty and talk to people.
Do you find because I enjoy these roles because I can totally hide in them because I'm not the stage guy. I like to be kind of hidden in this person that's not me at all.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that aspect of it, or that doesn't even really matter to you?
The aspect of hiding?
Of being able to hide. No, hiding in a character. Is that important to you? Because I like to hide in something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hide it until the camera stops rolling. I mean, or you mean?
Oh yeah. Yes. Not method.
Yeah. To the point where, I mean, you shouldn't really be thinking about, okay, I'm doing this guy. I'm this guy. You should just be that guy. Well, the obvious rule is acting isn't acting. It's just being. You don't want to look like you're acting. You just want to look like you're playing this guy, this character. And, the sooner that clicks and it's, about memorizing lines, the sooner you own the lines, they come out like the first time you've ever said them. That's the best when you get that far into a character, into the process. And that's why I like film, because you can do it a bunch of times. But, the 4 or 5 takes into it. It's like, all right, this thing is really singing along now.
And try different things with those.
Yes. Yeah. And and I love it when directors give you notes. And I love it when they don't give you notes, because it means you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So when they give notes, say, you know what, that was good, but try this. All right, let's do that. And I
love to be directed.
Oh, me too. And I hate seeing actors like, I worked with them before that they're like, well, I don't know if my character would do that. And I'm like, just shut up and do the fucking thing. You did it your way. Now try it his way. He's the director. And I've done it, as you have. I've done a bunch of student film. You've done tons of student films, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And last year, I think it was last year, I worked with one, and they're all young people. And this kid was a friend of the director's, and he was directing a scene with us, and he was supposed to come in and do something. And all he did was like, I don't know if my character would do that. The door wouldn't be open, and blah, 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 blah. And it was, when you're on a student film, you have to resist every urge there is just to say, shut the fuck up and do your because you want them to fuck up and learn. And that's how they learn. They fall down and pick themselves up. But the director handled it. So I told him later, you handled it beautifully, because you didn't do that. You just said, okay, you know what? Let's just try it this way. And he was really good about it. And he finally got the kid to come around. But I was kind of hinting to that kid too. I said, you know what? I don't want to be here all night, because it was a late night shoot. I said, I just want to get out of here at some point. So how about we just do that?
Be a team player, go with the flow.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people kind of get full of themselves and think they know what the director doesn't know or whatever. And I understand that, but I don't know if that's just confidence, cockiness, or false bravado, or just, insecurity. Maybe they're
very
not,
well could be that.
So they have to come on a little bit stronger to say, no, I'm in control here. But I relinquish, you're an actor, you relinquish control of who you are to the guy who wants you to be what he wants you to be. And that's beautiful. That's such a gift if you can do that and do it well and make people smile. There's nothing better than the director saying, that's good. Moving on. Besides, that's lunch. And two of my favorite, and that's a wrap. Some of my favorite words on set.
And you also have to keep in mind that it is their baby. This is something they've been involved with for years, and they've invited you. They're trusting you with their thing. And so just help them. I always want to serve their vision. So, and obviously you do as well.
You elevate it. Just tell me what you want. Tell me what you want me to do, and then I'll do it. I have no problem with like changing everything, doing it this way, doing it that way.
Yeah.
And then you pick what you want and squeeze it all together.
And if you have an idea, maybe you bring it in if it's a set that is that comfortable.
Yeah. It's funny because I love David Pridemore. He's one of my favorite people.
Oh, he's great. Such a good actor.
He's a good actor. Yeah, very good actor. But he's on set of EFIS. And, the directors come in and said, we're doing this, doing that. And Pridemore's like, well, how about there he is.
There he is, top and center.
Yeah. He said, how about, we try this and try that. And the director's like, just do it, please. And he, walked away. And David said, should I just shut up and do it? I said, yeah, just shut the fuck up and do what he wants to do. Because I know him well enough, I can do that. And he's like, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, he's one of the most fun people to be around.
He is. He's so talented.
Yeah.
Unpredictable.
He's crazy as a shithouse rat. And he's also still playing hockey. He's a goalie too. I was a goalie. He's a goalie.
Oh, so there's like competition there.
None of us are all that tightly wound. So, yeah. But anyway, that shoot was a blast to do. It was so much fun to work with Russ and all these guys that I know, people I didn't know. And in the middle
was that for? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Go on.
In the middle of it, my agent called to say, hey, they want you to do this commercial like of Fox Sports with Gronkowski. Can you do it? So I said, oh, fuck, it's the next day. So I talked to the guys, and it's a baseball movie about sports. And they said, yeah, just go do it and come back.
Oh, that's cool.
And I actually went the next morning, did it, and came back it just at the same time I would have come in anyway. So it was great.
Let's show that Fox commercial.
Oh, okay.
You still look too young to be retired.
I played 11 seasons, and I have 4 Super Bowls.
So what? When I played, we used bread like that for helmets. Not like you pansies.
Okay, take it easy, man.
Right, I'm getting tired. That's all the time we have, Greg.
It's Gronk.
I'd like to thank my guest, Greg.
Again, that's not you at all.
Yeah.
Pretentious jerk.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember even before I became an actor, I would just be looking in the mirror and just do old man stuff like and walk around. And now it's not that hard to do. That was acting. Now it's like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can walk funny.
And we know a million people like this too.
Yeah, and I can pull my pants up to my nipples. Like, sure.
Can I do that? I can't do it.
Yeah. But that was fun. It was fun working with him. I'd done commercials with Big Papi, a couple of commercials with him. That's fun. And so these guys, the sports legends, the few that I've met are just that. They're legends, and then they're very nice people. They're fun to be around. So
and you gave up something to play with there. What was, because I want to get more back to the EFIS, because I know for Russ, our friend Russ, it was a huge deal. I assume for David Pridemore as well, because it went to the Cannes Film Festival and it's on all these top 10 lists this year.
Yeah.
Or last year. What was the experience for you, and has it been as impactful?
Yeah, it was fun because it was one of the longest times I've been on set. I think in like 9 or 10 days, because I played the field a field umpire, and there was another guy, I can't remember his name, played the plate umpire. And so, in the shooting scenes, the wide scenes, you get the umpire in the field, so you got to be there. And so it was fun, but there was a lot of downtime. And we shot at this tiny ball field in Douglas, Mass. And it was fall, and the sunny days, I just sat out there getting a tan, sat, in the dugout or wherever, and walking through the woods. If I had downtime, I'd go forage for mushrooms in the woods or whatever. But it was fun. It was so much work for those guys, the logistics people, because you're shooting a scene, you have to make sure the sun was kind of in the same place every time you shot. If it was raining or cloudy, blah, blah. There was a lot of, anytime you shoot outside, you're the subject to the forces of nature. And the leaves on the trees got to be kind of the same before they fall down in autumn. So it was a challenge, not for me, because I had several lines, and it was a small role, but it wasn't.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, really?
I'm gonna. I felt bad when Russ was
over 40 minutes long, and I tell people, I said, and I hate baseball because baseball is so fucking boring to me. I'm
anti-sports 100%, so that's really hard for me.
I love hockey because I understand it, I played it, and I can follow it. But baseball is just, but the pace of the movie mirrors the pace of a ball game. It's very slow, kind of methodical, and all this crazy shit that happens, bonding between male athletes, sort of thing. So there was that. So once you see it, you keep that in mind. It's supposed to be sluggish, but it's just so well done. It's such a great human story about human connection and male bonding, and the folly of thinking you're still an athlete long past your prime, that sort of thing. A lot of very funny stuff in it. Bill Lee was in it. I don't even know Bill Lee was a pitcher for the Red Sox. He had a cameo, and he threw the EFIS pitch, hence the name EFIS. Joe Castiglione is a broadcaster for the Red Sox, or was.
Okay.
He played the pizza guy. It was just so many characters in it. It was such a beautiful story. And these guys, they've made a few movies before, but they hit this one out of the park, and it's still getting accolades. It's on everybody's list is, the top 10 or something sports movies of all time.
Like New York Times. I saw it in some, on so many lists.
Yeah, I one regret I have is I didn't go to cons to with the guys at Pride Morning, Russ. All these guys went. I should have just bit the bullet, spent a couple of $1,000 and gone. But I went to the opening in New York. New York Festival. That was fun. The big hall. But yeah, it was great. And I kept bugging the director, Carson Lund. I said, shoot him an email every once in a while. Say, you can do anything else, let me know. And he finally connected, because this last time they did a movie called Raccoon. And it's a very David Lynch kind of film. It's very, very surreal and weird. And they showed me a 3-minute trailer when I was on set. And it was fantastic. So anyway, they said, I called him up, or they called me up and said, yeah, we get this role. We're kind of thinking of you anyways. Well, here you go. And so I read it, audition. They said, yeah. And it was one scene. It's a small role again, but it was like right in the middle of
great.
Yeah. And it's kind of a pivotal role. It's with the main character. So it's kind of an impactful role, and it was just fun to do, and it was fun being around people so passionate about this stuff. And again, young people who've got this whole beautiful world ahead of them. So I was great working with them again. I really, really, really enjoyed that. So hopefully that'll be out.
That's what I was going to ask you. What did this experience lead to any opportunities? And
yeah, and it did with these guys, and also that EFUS did so well that investors are kind of like, your ears perk up when they see the track record of a movie that does well, and they'll be a little more forthcoming with funding a future movie. So that's always good for them, and that's always good for me because they know me and they know I can do whatever they want me to do. So it's all about connections. It's all about connections, luck, timing, talent, of course. But you got to somehow make all that work together. But we have no control over that. It's not up.
Don't.
It's up to the universe. It's just whatever happens is going to happen. So you just got to be ready. You're ready. You can try to make it happen as much as you can, but it's out of our hands. And
it is out of our hands. We can show that we're decent people and ready to roll when people want us, but that's the best we can do.
And I'm big on manifesting. All the things that I've done in my life that I was good at, I never sought help to do it. I just kind of picked it up. Skating, I taught myself skate, play hockey. Photography, I taught myself that. I never took classes on how to write. I just kind of did it. I mean, I think we all have innate talents that the seeds of which are there. You just got to kind of realize they're there and let them out. And my dad, as they say, God rest his soul, he always wanted to be an actor. Always. He would watch TV and he was like, oh, I can do that. I want to be Victor Mature and John Wayne. And I watch movies with him and just absorb it with him. He always wanted to be an actor. He always wanted to be a writer. So the fact that I am both, I'm standing on his shoulders. I know I am. I know I got the seed from him.
Was he around when you started acting?
When I started doing theater, yeah. And I had just started doing like commercials and film, very, very low level stuff.
Well, what do you think of that? Did he have an opinion?
Oh, yeah. He came to one show once. I think he came to see, I did Annie Jr. at Marion Arts Center over here. It was a musical, so I had to sing and dance, not dance because I can't dance. I just sang.
Yeah, I can't either.
But yeah, he was, it was pretty cool, but no, he died my parents, both of them died in 2013. So it was just as I was starting to do more and more film. So, yeah. Oh. So, but he was proud, and he would be proud to see stuff I'm doing now. Because
it's nice that he got to see the beginning.
Yeah.
He was aware that it was on your radar.
But he's so funny because he was still from that generation, the greatest generation. He would say, "Oh, this is great." He'd always say, "I don't care if you shovel shit as long as you're happy doing it." And he always said, "Do whatever you want. Just gotta take pride in whatever." And then whenever I was doing, he said, you can make a little more money. It was always about security. So when I get a raise at the Gazette where I worked, if I got $10 a raise, you should have asked for 15, because it was always like,
he didn't want you to suffer.
Yeah. And, that generation always wanted to make the next, you better for yourself than it was for them, sort of thing. Yeah. So he was just being protective. But I think, wherever he is, wherever there is, but he is probably thinking, kid's doing okay. I mean, I'm breaking even, not making a killing at this stuff, but I'm having a hell of a time because
the kid's doing okay. I can tell him.
Yeah. And it's a friend of mine was saying one time, a guy I played hockey with, he runs an one-man insurance company, hates it. He says, I got so many, months and years to my retirement. His wife is a dentist for a big company somewhere, and she hates it. They live in a big house, no kids. They said, what would you do if you weren't doing this? If you just sell it and quit tomorrow, what would you do? So, I'd love to build things. I built, this and that. And I said, then fucking do it. Sell the business, get out and do it. He said, it can't. We need the money. I said,
what
pisses me off? And this is another one of my mantras. People always say, need the money. You never hear people say, I need the happy, because the happiness is the best currency there is.
Money doesn't buy it. I mean, it's easy for two guys that, are in a very unpredictable business, but
yeah.
Life is short. You got to do the things that are important to you. If you have people that rely on you, then.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking stuff away from people who do what they do and they hate it. But if you get up every day and you hate your job, it's going to make for a long day. So there are ways to find your joy, your bliss or whatever, and make it work for you. And the money will find you, that sort of thing. But Jesus, if you live in misery, you're not going to live long either. You know, if you live a life of fulfillment and satisfaction, and I've never, ever done anything more satisfying, more fulfilling than acting. It
Agreed.
absolutely is, again, to quote movies, you know, Curly said that one true thing. It really was the one true thing. There's family, you know, there's love, there's friends, it's everything. But the one thing that really, you know, blossomed something inside of you that it was just waiting to come out for so long. That's the thing. That's the one thing that makes everything else click. You know, shines a light on everything else around you. So, God, that was deep.
No, well, I think that kind of brings me to my my advice segment where is there anything you wish you had known? And usually I say coming up through the business, but still you've come up through the business in the past 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you have? Though that sounded like advice a second ago.
Yeah. I always tell young people just 4 words. Always follow your voice. No, I'm sorry. Always follow your heart. That's it. And listen to your own voice. Don't listen to anybody else's voice. If you got some voice inside you telling you have to do this, not that you want to do it, but you have to do it, like you have to breathe, then just do it. If you want to be an actor and that's not working out, well, maybe you'll be a director, maybe you'll be a writer. But if you you start down the path that you're meant to go down, you know, the path will illuminate in the direction it needs you to go and that you were meant to go. So yeah, it's just don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Just be true to yourself. Listen to your voice. Always follow your heart. That's it. Because how many times I always say it's like the Jeopardy instinct. You're playing Jeopardy. You say, oh no, I'm going to change my mind. Go with the first answer on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Always, because it's always the one that, you know, leaps out. I know this is right. It's the same thing with, you know, following your dream. You just got to listen to it. And I regret that I waited so long, but man, I am having the time of my life. Absolutely. Every day is a joy, no matter where. Oh man, I just did a commercial and it bookended this job. I had to go to Boston and Watertown to get fitted for a job where they're doing I forget what they call it, rotoscope, something. It's like they film live action and then they make silhouettes of it. Long story short, it's for the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Museum. It's a new one opening up in North Dakota.
Oh, so I think I just auditioned for something for that.
Really? Did I take your call?
Maybe. Wait, what'd you get?
I got one of the cowboys. It's like Will somebody. Was that? Maybe? It was a while ago. It would just happen like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, and yeah.
Sorry, man.
You got my Paul. This is over. Boop. I forget what role it was.
It was probably maybe
anyway.
It was a cowboy. Anyway, so we went up and rehearsed that, and then the next day I drove to Woodstock, New York, to be in a film, extension of a film this guy was doing before, and he was a short. Now he made it into a feature, so I had to come back and do that. I was up there for 2-3 days. It was a wonderful time. I had a great time with him. Came home, and the next day I had to drive up to Watertown again to do the commercial. And it was just, everything was like packed into these few days. And I totally forget where I was going with the story. God damn it.
Damn it. We were talking about, advice. And then
I got to rewind it in my head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's pretend you had a couple of busy days and took my role, is what you were saying.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that outwardly, but I saw that. Fine. I think Ian tried out for this.
I forget.
But I don't know. Maybe just to point out that I know what it was. I love to do anything involving acting, even if it involves driving like 4 hours up, 4 hours back. I didn't do it all that same day, but I had one day in Watertown, 4 or 5 days in Woodstock, New York, and another day in Watertown. That was just like that whole week was just brutally exhausting and tiring.
Oh, I'm sure.
I absolutely loved it. When I'm on the road, I listen to podcasts, or I just get in my own head and start thinking of things. I love the sights. Yeah. Look at the sights and I
take photos.
That's what any time I go on a shoot that's not familiar to me, that's what I do. If I'm there for a few days, I'm just bouncing around seeing the sights, because it combines two of my favorite things in the world: traveling and photography, in acting.
Yeah.
And also I was a travel writer for like almost 10 years. in my earlier incarnation. So I get to go all over the world and write about stuff. So, I mean, I basically crafted a life that has been interesting because I just kind of designed it. We all design our lives, whether we mean to or not.
Sure.
So if you set a path that you want to try this, I want to try that, you're going to have an interesting life because you can't avoid it. The TED conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really good friends with the guy who started that back in the 1984. He and two other guys started the TED conferences, and he lived for a long time in Newport. Very rich guy, and I did three books with him, and I got to know him. I had done a story on him for a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept in touch, and he would go to give speeches all over the place, and I would listen to him once in a while. People say, "How do you have an interesting life?" And he said, "Have an interesting day, and get up and have another one tomorrow." Simple and effective, because that's kind of what I've done. I've just done what I wanted to do. All the jobs I've had in my life, different jobs, menial jobs, small jobs.
Sure.
I did them until they weren't fun anymore. And then when they weren't fun, I said, fuck it, I'll go try this and then try that and then try that. And then I got into writing, and that worked for a long time. And then I got into acting, and that's it. This is the Eden for me. This is like doing this all the time is all I want to do. And I still write.
It'll be better when we're working together, though, on set, actually doing lines opposite
Yes,
each other.
yes. And I promise not to take your part next time.
Yeah, I'm really mad. I'm going to go check, and we're going to discuss this later. Yeah. It is not a competition, people.
No.
The right person gets the role. That's how it is.
Yeah, and I never feel, I mean, I've seen, roles go to the guys that I've, competed against. I was like, sure, good for them. Something else will come along. It doesn't bother me.
Absolutely.
You know as well as I do, anybody in this business, you have to have a thick skin. And if you don't, you're screwed. And I feel so bad for people who go to auditions and they're really nervous, and I understand that. I've never been nervous in an audition. I just go in and say, fuck it, this is an opportunity just to do shit, just to do your thing. And make them, and I miss being in the room, because you could read a room, you can make people laugh, you can, joke around with them.
I love self-taping.
I do love it. But you can't, you don't get notes, you don't get, hey, well, you know what, try this, and blah. So, I really, really miss being in the room. So, but I wish the pandemic never happened, obviously. But anyway, yeah, self-taping is a godsend, as you don't have to schlep up to Boston or New York and all this crazy stuff. So.
Yeah, or Atlanta or LA or whatever.
Oh, man, I had a job. It was a commercial. It was going to be shot in somewhere in Hungary, I think. And I had 2 callbacks. Both times I had to go to New York. The second time, I better get this fucking part, because it's just train rides that cost me a fortune.
You should just move down here.
You're not New York. You're in.
I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah. Well, it's not that far. And
Not that far.
And for the longest time, I had problems saying, "Yeah, I'm a New York local," because I can't lie. I said, "Well, fuck it, I'm an actor. Of course, I can lie."
Yeah, you can.
I just say, "Yes, I'm a New York local."
Yeah.
So do you lie? No, you were kind of.
I am. I'm a New England and a New York local. I'm both, because I'm right in the middle.
And by texturist, staturist, or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're right in the middle of Connecticut somewhere.
Well, I'm by the coast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I get down there a fair amount. I really should look you up.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
We have each other's numbers. Well, okay. Next time you come through, I'm right here near New Haven.
Yeah.
I need to ask you, when you get on set, do you have hocus pocus, anything you do that you need to do to get in the zone, or you're just like, I'm on set, let's do our thing? Pretty
much that. Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of switch goes on, and that's it. Just I'm turning into this guy. I mean, it depends. If it's no heavy lifting, then you can kind of do that. But if it's a role that got emotional, or you got to do something a little deeper than that, I just kind of ferret off to the side and just get into character, whatever. Which is, is tough. Like in theater, you can do that. You can tend to be quiet, and then you do your thing. But in film, it's just chaos on a movie set.
Sure,
there's all this noise going on, right up to the point where you're sitting there waiting to say this, do this dramatic thing, and maybe they're squirting like that fake tears in your eyes to get some tears going. And makeup people are powdering your combing your hair, doing blah 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 blah, and the lighting, and it's just so fucking disconcerting and distracting. But you have to shut that out. You just shut it all out, and that I've learned is a skill. They can't teach you that. It's got to come from within you. You just got to shut off all that the noise.
That focus and
Yeah, yeah.
Focus on the actors opposite you while you're being powdered and
Yeah,
hair's
yeah.
being coiffed and
Yeah.
ironed. And
it's funny
Yeah.
because for the longest time, you're waiting on a scene. They say, okay, look at each other, getting the lights. And you're looking at this other person and try not to laugh because you're just staring at this person. But now it's just like, I just put like a nictating membrane comes out of my eyes. It's kind of like looking and just wait and you look through them until the light goes
until
on.
a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then bang, you just draw each other in. And that's kind of the magic of it too. When you're working with somebody who knows what they're doing and you're hearing them for the first time and you're saying to them words they're hearing for the first time. And that's when the magic happens. I mean, it's not acting at that point. It's two people in a scene.
I love those moments when it clicks, and it doesn't always. It doesn't. Sometimes it's just like we're saying words.
Yeah, and that's why I love watching movies where people do that and they do it well. Obviously, the big names. It's just I can just watch that all day. Wow, that's fucking amazing. It's such a joy to be able to do that on some level. Maybe not on their level, maybe not yet, but just
it could very well happen.
Yeah, just to make that magic happen, and that's it. I mean, I love watching Fool Us, the Penn and Teller show. It's a magic show.
Oh, okay. I know them.
Yeah, I love magic. And my girlfriend, you really love the show. I said, yeah, I just, I've seen magic shows where they say this is magic revealed and it shows you how they do it. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. And then the next time I see the trick, I totally forget how they went. So I don't want.
And you're like, whoa.
I don't want to know. I like seeing that the magic is the draw. I like seeing stuff happen. People doing what they do well and making me believe the illusion that they're projecting. And that's what we do. We're projecting illusion. And if people buy into it, the nicest thing people say to me and probably to you, it's like, geez, I didn't know that was you. I couldn't tell that was you. It's just natural. You just became this person. Fuck yeah, that's it. All right, my job here is done. Because you get absorbed by another character and you can mirror what you need to do to get it out into an audience. And if people buy it,
it's so rewarding.
Oh man. And if you're doing something really creepy and you stop a scene and they go, you really scared me. Say, fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
I want to make you cry. I want to make you cry. Yeah. I want to scare the shit out of you. So,
which brings me to a very important word I want to mention to you. Poop.
Like segue, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, like that. That brings me right to poop.
It's funny you asked me, say, about behind the scenes story, and this is about as behind the scenes as it gets.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I was shooting a movie out in San Francisco. It was a small independent film, and we were shooting in the middle of the night. It was kind of like guerrilla shooting, just like picking spots and doing stuff. For some reason, I had a credible bellyache, really bad bellyache. So we're driving along, and it was in a van. The director and the camera guy were in a car, and somebody else was driving this van. And there was a woman who's in the movie in a wheelchair. She's locked into the van. Legitimately, it's a movie about this handicapped person. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. It was a fun shoot, but middle of the night, somewhere in the hills outside of San Francisco. And I'm like, oh God, I got cramps. Get me to you go to that, Taco Bell or something. No. This is so embarrassing, but I don't care. Go flying into this bathroom, go in there and just destroy the porcelain. And come out. I feel better now. Goes up, park in front of a house, and she's in the back in the wheelchair, so she's not going anywhere. I'm sitting in the seat, and the director and the cameraman are somewhere down a hill looking for a place to do this other scene. And my stomach just starts to growl.
Oh no!
Son of a bit. In the middle, it's like 2 a.m. In the middle of a neighborhood, parked next to this house. I said, "Got to do it. I'll be right back." No. No, it was a dark house. There was 2 recycling bins near a fence.
Oh no!
Made myself comfortable between the recycling.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just boom, and tore off the underwear to double as TP.
Yeah,
did what I had to do. Threw the thing in the trash. I didn't want to. Of course. To the refuse on the ground, and then I just went back to the van completely. It was fine, and life was good. And she never said what took you so fucking long. So I think she probably knew.
Oh, at the moment though, you must be like, gosh, why now?
Then I get to do the scene. I had to push a wheelchair down. Well, they fake pushing it down a hill like, screaming, like I was playing a homeless guy in a wheelchair.
Oh.
I have false.
At least it wasn't like a romance scene or anything.
Oh no, God, no. Jeez, that would have
Yeah.
been deadly. Yeah. But that's it. And again, that points to the fact that you get to be a certain age. You just don't give a shit until you have to give a shit. But that embarrassment is like, it's all part of the rich, often soiled fabric of life.
That is beautiful. I think that's a good place to. Is there anything else you want to add, or I think that's a lovely place to bring it to. Anything you want to promote that's coming down the road, like Peppermint Twist?
Yeah. The greatest mother and daughter team ever. Wendy Hartman and her daughter Alexa. I think.
Yeah.
She produced it, and the director J.W. Meyer, I think his name is. His kids are in it. It was kind of a family affair. It was this goofy, crazy film that I got to just dance around like a crazed. I played you'll see it hopefully, not a rock star, but I played like a make-believe hippie. It was all stoned out playing, doing cover songs.
It's so fun.
It's insane. It's crazy. There's so many other local actors are in it too, but yeah, so that's coming out. Raccoon with the guys who did EFIS, that'll be coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in the works. And as you do, I love features because that's steady work. If you do a short film, it's a couple of days. Features are there
if you have a big role in the feature.
Yeah.
But there are no small roles, people.
There are no small roles. You know what? There are, but who said that? No small actors. I Betty Davis or somebody who's.
I don't know. It's the name of this show.
What show?
Paul.
I want it to be the Ian Lyons show. The Ian Lyons and Paul Kandarian show.
We'll change it to that. That's not pretentious.
Yeah. No, there's no small role. There are small roles, but anytime you're on set, it ain't small. It's always fun. No. It's always the biggest
sometimes
thing in
the
your life.
one-worders can be really hard.
Yeah. In small roles, but it's the biggest moment of your day. So just enjoy it,
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I'm gonna put it. The biggest moment of your day shirts are coming out soon. Paul, thank you so much for your time. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you. Everyone can go to your website, which is paulkandarian.com, where they can see clips and photos. I've noticed on your IMDb, you have 4 bazillion credits. On your Actors Access, there's not a lot of even your more recent credits, so you need to add those.
I thought I did. Oh shit! Thank you. Yeah,
there's a couple of things I noticed that were not on there.
The actors are the worst. Any artist, we're the worst at promoting ourselves and doing that.
Update your materials, people.
Yeah, I just
That's
realized that. Well, on IMDb, I've got film. My reels are years old. I've got to update that too.
Yeah, update your stuff if that's where people are going, and just try to line up your resume with your. And this for everyone. Make sure your stuff's ready for the new year.
Yes, that's right.
I'm guilty too. I need to redo my reel.
Yeah. Oh, you are like a motivational speaker. You're like a guru to us, Ian.
You are a guru to me, Paul.
Thank
you. Everyone, like, share, tell your friends. Stalk Paul on his website. Again, paulkandarian.com. And I will see you on set soon, and everyone return for another day.
Okay, these are the parts I play, filling in plot holes with all sorts of rules. 'Cause there's no